My name is Sam with PodiumPaintball.net, and today we go one-on-one with one of the industry's well-known faces, Travis Dusek. Welcome, Travis.
Hey, thanks.
We would like to ask you a few questions that have been submitted by people across the country.
Okay.
First, Jonathan from Portland, Oregon would like to know, what is the history of custom products as it relates to making barrels and other accessories for paintball?
Well, Custom Products has been around a little over 20 years now, as far as our parent corporation is concerned. Started out making race car engines and things like that, and gradually transitioned into paintball. Started out with just a barrel, and flew around, showed people our barrel. We use a different process to make a barrel than most people. We use a machine called a screw machine versus a lathe, which makes it a more precise barrel. It's a lot longer of a process, but it's a lot more precise way to make a barrel. Started with that, and then gradually got into the other accessories, and we've always had the idea here that we won't make any product unless we feel like we can truly improve the gun or improve what's already out there. So try to be fairly innovative with that. We're not just going to knock off what somebody else has already done, or we're not just going to come out with something that looks pretty or whatever. Everything needs to have function to it. So that's our I guess mindset here whenever we go into looking for new products to make. So yeah, it started with a barrel, went into some drop forwards, and now we have high pressure regulators, and initially designed our high pressure regulators to work only in the paintball industry, and now there's companies that use them for race car engines. I mean, for nitrous systems. There's an oil company in Texas that uses our pressure regulators to regulate a burst of burst of air going down into an oil well. So yeah, a lot of outside applications. So it just kind of goes to show, I mean, how precise our regulators are. So we've been really happy with those.
That's really cool. So we went from a smaller company to a bigger company.
Yeah, and really kind of transcended the way that we looked at everything. A lot of other paintball companies were guys that played paintball that decided to learn how to make paintball parts, and we kind of came in on the other end. We were a manufacturing company and an engineering firm, and learned how to make paintball parts from our background in engineering. So
that's really neat. Bill from Wichita, Kansas would like to know, with all the engineering and technology advances in paintball in the recent years, is there much room for improvements for guns or hoppers in the coming years?
I think there is. I think one of the biggest improvements is going to be in the paintballs. They're doing a lot of testing now with testing different sizes of paintballs to see what's more efficient flying through the air, how much paint they can fill in it. They're retesting a lot of paint formulas. There's a lot of rumors floating around that there's going to be a 50 caliber paintball coming out, and that's going to be kind of the wave of the future. You've even seen a few guns like the new Smart Parts Impulse that's coming out. It has a top and a bottom layer, so you can actually take the gun in half, and there's a few rumors floating around that that's so that you can actually add the 50 caliber top on there, so you don't have to buy a whole new gun now. So it looks like that advance is coming pretty quick, and there's been a lot of research seeing how far that ball travels, how much it weighs, how much wind resistance it has. So that's one of the biggest advances. As far as how a gun operates and the speed and everything, we've pretty much gone with as fast as we can operate a loader. If we push paint down into a gun any faster, it's going to break the paintball whenever it hits down into the gun. So a few ways to kind of cushion that may come up, but I feel like we've come a long way. Especially, I mean, if you've been in the sport longer than 5 years, you know where we were 5 years ago and where we are today, and it's just a totally different sport. So with pressure regulation, that's obviously a tricky field because you're taking 4,500 psi, and some of the top guns now use 95 psi to operate. So I mean, you're taking that pressure way down. So finding a consistent way to do that is something that we're always working on here at Custom Products. So there's a lot of advances I think that can go on there as far as consistency and things like that. So I would say that's the direction things are going to go. I expect to see a lot of the gun manufacturers to look for a more consistent regulator to put on their gun stock, and obviously until they do, we're going to keep selling the Custom Products regulator as a great upgrade for those guns.
That's cool. I think a lot of people are really happy about things like that. Jan from Honolulu, Hawaii would like to know, what can we expect from CP in the coming year?
The coming year, we're getting ready to release a new tactical line, so that'll benefit all the scenario players. A lot of military simulation type stuff, pickaninny rails, mock silencers, flash suppressors, things like that. Anything that looks military, we're going to have available. So it's an entire system that works together. So the stores will be really happy about it because they can basically buy into the system and have a part that fits any gun. So we're really happy about that. We've been in development with that for a little over a year now. And then of course we're going to continue on with the tournament scene and the high performance parts. So any gun that comes out, we're going to try to have a trigger and a feed neck and anything else like that available for it. Inline regulators, obviously, that's one of our staples now. So if you take a look at a lot of the pro players out there that we don't sponsor, they'll still have Custom Products regulators on their gun, and that's simply because they're the best regulator available. So yeah, continue on with the same stuff. We are getting into a few more soft goods, a few more like packs and tank covers, things like that. We've still got the microfiber squeegees out. We're making a few changes to that to always try to improve on everything. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely staying busy here. So we're just trying to push forward and obviously the economy is not the greatest right now, but we're just continuing throwing stuff out there, and it's starting to pick back up. So we're excited to see all that.
Sounds good. Freddie from Houston, Texas would like to know, what is the difference playing paintball overseas versus here in the U.S.?
Overseas, there's the reffing is the biggest change. The fields are a little bit different. The attitude of the players is a lot different. Also, they have like national pride whenever they go play. So whenever you play, like for the past 3 seasons, I played for a team from the United Kingdom over there. And whenever you play, any other teams from the United Kingdom are just 100% on your side, cheering for you nonstop. It's really cool to see that national pride come in and help to push the teams. And I wish we had a little bit more like state pride here whenever we go to the local events. That guys from Colorado are backing other guys from Colorado, and guys from California are backing other guys. So, but it's just really neat. And then the reffing is a lot different too, because in the States, if you read the rules, there's a little bit of leniency as far as the gray area. The player's intention is taken into consideration. So if you get shot in the pack and they think you felt it, then that's a penalty. But if they don't think you felt it, a lot of times they'll just pull you out. And in Europe, there's no question. If you're shot and you're shooting your gun, that's a 1-for-1, and you get a penalty for it. So your first year going over to Europe and playing, it's a little frustrating because you want to say, oh wait, but I didn't know, that they don't care. That's not part of the rules. The rules were that you were hit and you continue to affect the game, so they're going to pull a 1-for-1. So it's a lot more consistent. And I like that a little bit better than the interpretive side of things in the States. So that's one of the biggest differences, though. The attitude of the players too. Nobody expects anything for free over there. Nobody expects, just because they're playing on a D4 team that nobody's ever heard of, they don't expect to be sponsored. They're out there and they want to earn their way, and they want to make it on a pro team, and they realize that's whenever their sponsorship comes in. So that's kind of refreshing also to see that you actually have to earn what you get rather than everybody just kind of expecting something for free all the time.
That's neat. Seems like there's a lot of different things going on, but kind of similar, which is cool. Freddie from Houston, Texas would like to know, with the downturn in the economy, what can we as players do to help the sport survive and grow?
A lot of people have been asking us that. A lot of our stores have even been asking us that, as far as we manufacture stuff that they sell. They say, how can we move more stuff? And the bottom line is honestly make our customer base grow and encourage more people to join our sport. And you don't do that by showing them a DVD. You don't do that by taking them on a paintball website. You actually grab them, you take them out for a weekend and have them play paintball. There's very few people that are playing paintball today that started because they watched it on TV or because they saw it on a DVD. Most people that started playing paintball started because they went with a church group, or they went with a bachelor party, or they went with a birthday party or whatever. Put a paintball gun in their hands, and once they shoot and once they're getting shot at and they're playing paintball, that's whenever they'll be hooked. So make sure you're taking your friends out there, you're explaining to them, hey, this is why we're so passionate about it, and get people playing paintball. That's the biggest thing you can do. Even if it's a rental thing, and call your field, say, hey, look, I got some friends I want to bring out, whatever, and they'll come forward and play paintball. So that's really the best thing that you can do for us right now. That, and also, I guess another thing on the tail end of that, support your local shop. Like they're the grassroots, and support your local paintball store. Go in there, hang out. If you need something, go into your store, see what they can help you out with. And it's always nice to have those people that can give you advice on things also, and they're the experts. So.